Hello there, my name is Freeman and welcome back to another video. I've been getting a lot of questions about how much it's going to cost me to max a level 3 skiller and how much time I think it's going to take and if I'll be able to do it before the year is over. So I wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive and look into some of the math and some of the planning I did beforehand. So I'm going to look at the super quick notepad that I threw up before I started this series, and we're going to see how accurate that might be now, and we'll maybe add to it and do some further calculations. So let's switch over to Notepad and take a look. Just full disclaimer here, I made this notepad very quickly before I started the account. I was just super excited to get the account and the series started. So I threw this together very quickly before starting. Some of the hours required might be a little off, same with the money and profits, but this is what I had planned before I started the challenge, so I hope you guys enjoy. Just wanted to say real quick before we get into the notepad and stuff that I've been streaming quite regularly, so I'd greatly appreciate if you guys head over to twitch.tv/FreemanOSRS and give me a follow if you want to see maxing a level 3 skiller live on stream. I'll leave the link in the description. Thanks guys. I'm actually live right now if you're watching this video within like an hour or so of it going up, so go check it out. So this is the notepad that I quickly threw together before I ever started the account. Um, it might be a little tough to follow, but I don't think it's too bad. The first column here is the skill. The second column is the amount of time I try to figure out that it would take. The third column here is the method I was planning on doing, and then the final column is how much money I plan on spending or making. So if we take a look at it skill by skill, cooking's at the top here. From what I've seen, it takes around 30 hours of playing quite efficiently doing wines, and it costs about 5 mil. We've already got this banked, so that's good. So that 5 mil is already spent. It actually ended up costing about 6 mil, so I guess we could change that. That's already banked, so we've already spent that money. Just for reference, I guess I'll put like down here. This video might be kind of scuffed. Started with 100 and I think it's like 156 mil. I'll say like 155 mil. So the 6 mil is what we started with. Then I have fire making. Took about 50 hours of Wintertod. We're about halfway through this grind now, and you do make a small profit. I didn't put an amount here, just because it's really hard to say. But probably a few mil profit on the way to 99. Nothing too crazy. Fletching with darts. I did not put a loss here, and the 40 hours was kind of just an assumption. I plan on doing most of it as 0 time whenever I'm doing agility, or really whenever I can. I have to pick up on this though. I've been slacking a little bit. So this should definitely be less than 40 hours, should be 0 time. In terms of price, this is one of the ones I didn't look up because they've been fluctuating quite a bit and I wasn't sure what kind of dart I wanted to do. But now I'm thinking mithril darts. So let me quickly go do some math on that and then I'll put some prices into here. So if you guys don't know what this website is, it is oldschool.tools/calculators. This is just a general skill calculator. It takes current prices at the GE to try to figure out what the price is going to be to train your skills. I don't recommend following this to the T. Definitely do some of the calculations on your own, but I always like to look at this just to kind of get a general idea of how much it's going to cost. So I'll leave the link to this in the description if you guys are unsure of what this is. So you pull it up and you pick your skill, go to fletching here. You can actually put in your display name and it'll pull up all your current stats. We'll put in, I'm at 57. I want to get to 99 fletching. Let's say darts, just dart. So there you can see it's going to cost about 90 mil through mithril dart tips, which is pretty expensive. So I'm not too sure if we're going to do dart tips all the way. But we'll bring our notepad back up here and just quickly throw that into our calculation and see what we end up with. 90 mil. So I might end up doing some longbows, which will add some time on this 40 hours or on the 0 time technically. But we'll have to see how much profit we end up making through runecrafting. Next is fishing. Fishing, I calculated to be about 165 hours with some tick manipulation involved. I put fly fishing here as the method with Temporos kind of as a question mark because we're not really too sure when this is going to be released and how good it's going to be for level 3 in terms of XP rate. But the only real cost for fly fishing is going to be feathers, but I don't think it's going to be more than like 1 or 2 mil. I could be super wrong on that, but I didn't think the feather cost was too important to include here. Crafting is actually one of the skills we already have completed. Um, I calculated it to be about 40 hours, and the method we were going to do was bee staves or bodies. We ended up doing bodies, and about 40 mil is accurate. I think we spent about 44 mil doing green d'hide and then blue d'hide bodies because the prices were kind of all over the place. But we have crafting already completed. That was just the assumption I made before I started the series. Mining was one of the tough ones to kind of figure out. I looked at Theoatrix's numbers, and he figured about 170 hours for 99 mining, but that was on a main account. So it's definitely hard to figure out. The method I want to do is a lot of power mining through iron and granite with the Infernal Pick to save on some smithing XP. You also get about 1.3 million mining XP by getting 99 rune crafting, which I don't have in this calculation. So that's kind of hard to factor in, but that will definitely save some hours. That basically gets you from 98 to 99 in mining if you want to look at it that way. In terms of cost/profit, I think the only real cost to this is going to be recharging the Infernal Pick. So it'll be a few mil on the way to 99. Looking forward into smithing here, I calculated about 70 hours, which I think is probably accurate. We're going to do plate bodies the whole way, and then from 98 to 99, I'm going to be getting that XP using the Infernal Pick through power mining. At least that's what I'm planning to do, so I'll save some time there. And smithing's actually not too bad. 20 mil, because really the only loss you have is mithril plate bodies. Once you get to 88 and are able to do addy plate bodies, it's actually very close to break even. So that's about the cost of there. Herblore is about 50 hours. I put here check prices because they always change. I put prayer pots because that would just kind of be the cheap option. But I'm thinking after 90 to do super combats because they're not too expensive. I assumed about 70 mil here, which is probably a low ball. It's probably going to be a lot more than that if I want faster XP. But I'm thinking the 50 hours is close to accurate. Again, I tried to look through all this quickly before I started the account. I was just super excited to get into the account. Moving on to agility here is obviously one of the big ones, 200 plus hours for that. Everyone I've talked to that has 99 agility says it's about 200 to 220 hours, depending how much attention you're paying. Obviously, we're going to be doing rooftops because we're level 3. We don't have access to any of the other stuff. And this is a straight profit. You get marks of grace, so you're able to turn into amylase crystals and sell. Each mark of grace is worth about 10k GP. If possible, however, I'd like to save my marks of grace to turn them in for the graceful recolors, because I'd like to eventually get all those anyway. But if we need the money, we will be turning them in to amylase crystals. Next up here is thieving. I calculated it out to be about 90 hours. I'm really not too sure on thieving. I really hate thieving, and Arty Knights are not a good method as a level 3, because you can't do the Arty medium diary or higher, and you're also 10 HP, so you end up having to eat a lot of food. So I put my method here as Pyramid Plunder. I'm not really too sure if I'm going to stick to this to 99. I might switch between Pyramid Plunder and Arty Knights. But I'm hoping the 90 hours is close to accurate, but I'm not too sure. And in terms of profit, you don't make profit or lose money, other than, I guess, food costs, which is pretty small. So there's that. You do have to buy a Pharaoh Scepter, but you can always resell it after, and it's only about 2 mil now because of all the bots. And now we have Runecrafting. The 230 hours I got here was from a Theoatrix number, which I'm assuming was a main account. So this might be longer. But yeah, I actually don't mind Blood Runecrafting now that we have it unlocked. At the time of this recording, we are 77 plus Runecrafting, so that's awesome. So yeah, we did lavas. This took us about 45 hours, and now we're doing Bloods straight to 99 for the profit. If we're running out of time towards the end of the challenge, I will switch over to Souls. But I really want to do Bloods for the profit. From everyone I've talked to, it's about 180 mil profit from 77 to 99 at Bloods. Might be even a little bit more than that. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. This is where the majority of our money is going to be coming from. So this is super exciting. I'll definitely be doing Bloods in all of my downtime now that I have them unlocked. Farming is one of the passive skills we have unlocked. This takes a couple minutes per day, so I kind of put 15 hours as passive. It's kind of 0 time, but you still have to take the time to do it. So I didn't really turn it into the total calcs. The plan was to just do best tree and fruit tree runs. We're kind of sticking to that. We switched over to yew trees for now just because they're a lot cheaper. I know the GP to XP is similar, but just magic trees in general cost a lot more. So we're still doing our farm runs every day. So I didn't really plan out a cost here because I knew I'd be switching the method quite a bit. but down at the bottom right here, I had a cost I assumed before farming costs. So we'll go ahead and look at farming costs maybe afterwards. Wood cutting, about 110 hours. I just plan on doing teaks and redwoods with an infernal axe the whole way. Some tick manipulation can be involved with teaks. Redwoods are super AFK. You also get a decent amount of woodcutting XP through Wintertod, which I'm going to be doing before woodcutting. So I'll probably be about 60 to 65 woodcutting before even touching the skill. So I'm hoping 110 hours is pretty accurate. Hunter, I put about another 110 hours. Birdhouses slash salamanders slash chins. Straight profit through this. So I don't plan on touching Hunter until it's my last skill. So all XP I get is going to be in birdhouses until I'm 99 everything except for Hunter. So I'm hoping I could be like around 80, if not a little bit higher. So salamanders I'll be able to skip entirely, and I'll be doing red chins, possibly black chins if I can do it without dying a lot, all the way to 99. So that'll be straight profit. I'm not too sure how much profit. I didn't really do the math on that, but I know chins are definitely profit. And then we have construction, which is about 40 hours of doing oak doors. I should have put slash mahogany tables here, or yeah, mahogany tables, because that's definitely the most expensive method. And then I put homes here in question marks. It's more of a chill method, but it's much slower XP, but it is less money overall, so it'll really depend how much time we have left. Then I put the cost here to about 85 mil. I think that was accurate for oak dungeon doors. So I'm thinking these numbers were for oak doors when I looked at it, but they could be a little bit off. Like I said, it was super quickly done. But yeah, construction is definitely one of the most expensive skills. And then we just have some general stuff at the bottom here. I put questing in as like 10 hours. I don't think it took this long, but I did some questing at the start of my account. It probably took me less than 4 hours to do all the questing I wanted to do. So I just left some free time in there to do stuff. And then I just kind of put random stuff as 15 hours, whether it's on stream, just downtime, AFK. I'm sure this will actually end up being more than 15 hours, but I just kind of did that as a low ball. So with my calculations from the start, not much research went into this. I figured it'd be about 1,435 hours to max through this. This did not involve like any zero time XP or stuff like that. And then it turns out to about average about 4 hours per day for a whole year. Now, some days I'm playing 2 or 3 hours. Some days I'm playing 8 to 10 hours. So I figured it'll balance out throughout the year. In terms of profits, I had put here, it'll cost me about 220 mil before profits, and that did not include this 155 mil. So that's what we started with. So it'd be what, about another 70-ish mil. I don't think that number is super accurate, but that's what I thought of before I did the challenge. One thing I wish I did before like going along with this spreadsheet, I'm not really following this to a T. This was just kind of the ideas I had beforehand, but I wish I would have put XP rates in like a fifth column here to be able to see if I was up to pace with the XP rates I was trying to aim for. But yeah, about 4 hours per day. If we look at it XP wise, let's see here. There's 15 skills we need to max. Let's say, just for simpler numbers' sake, we need 13 million XP in each of these skills. That's 195 million XP that we need to get total. It's probably about 196 to 197 mil after all the numbers and stuff. But just for numbers' sake, then we'll divide this by 365 days. We need to get, on average, 534k XP per day, which sounds like a lot. Like if you try to get 500k in runecrafting per day, you're insane. But if you try to get 500k in like, let's see, fire making in one day, you can do that in like 2 hours, right? So you can really get like a 4 million XP day in a fast skill, and then get a 400k XP day in a slow skill, and I'm thinking it'll balance out over time. But if we actually look down here, I wrote before profits. So if we take the profits from Runecrafting, this is where a lot of our money is going to come from, which will probably cover most of our farming costs. We just need to do Runecrafting at the beginning of our account. And then the agility profit will be pretty nice as well. Wintertod's not much, as I said. And then the hunter profit's also quite nice. So we'll definitely be taking our birdhouse profit about halfway through the year and putting it into some skills. But I'm thinking we won't need to trade over any more GP or buy any more bonds and sell them for GP. I'm thinking with the profits we're making and the time that we're making right now, I think we're on pace to do it. As you can see in the bottom right here, it is February 18th. So we're almost 2 months into the challenge. And if you pull up my account here, I'm not actually logged in. Look me up on RuneLite quickly. We are currently at 29.6 million XP. And we got decent stats for where we are. I think we're definitely on pace. But yeah, guys, I hope this helped some people. I know a lot of people have been asking what my plan is, how many hours I'm going to spend, what the cost is. I know this is kind of scuffed. This is what I had planned before I started the account. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys kind of my thought process going into the account before I started. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit different. I don't know if a lot of people are going to watch this, but I hope you enjoy nonetheless. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you made it this far, I absolutely love you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.